In March 2019, a total of 5,039 people were treated for various symptoms like nausea, dizziness and shortness of breath. An investigation by the hazmat team discovered chemical waste illegally dumped into Kim Kim River. A major cleanup ensued and the toxic chemical poisoning incident was declared over on the 4th of April 2019. However, more cases of same symptoms were reported in June 2019. This time, 1,178 people were affected, and most of them were children. Many had difficulty breathing that morning. We came out of our houses asking each other, "Do you smell that?" It was only in the morning that we found the smell was coming from the river, he said, describing the water at the time as oily and black. From Online News, Malaysia Today. Considering the estimated release of up to 40 tons of oil waste minus the amount collected, this means that 17 to 37 tons continue to move downstream with the river, affecting more schools and residents further away from the dumping site. The government ordered the closure of 111 schools in and around Pasir Gudang. On the right is the image of the affected area. This is the image show on how the first wave and the second wave timeline begin. The chronology from the chemical waste dumped onto the river until the air pollution began and affected many schools. Second wave Sum 1. Incident overview. 3 waves of toxic gas poisoning occurred in 2019 in the Kim Kim River area. First wave started on June 20th at Sekolah Agama Taman Mawar and SK Pasir Gudang 4, affecting 29 school children. 2. Symptoms and impact. Breathing difficulties, vomiting, nausea, dizziness, and shortness of breath were reported. More than 1,000 victims affected, predominantly schoolchildren. Affected schoolchildren were mainly in 3rd and 4th floor classrooms. Additional symptoms included eye irritation, chest pain, sore throat, coughing, and fever. 3. Extent of impact. Total of 1,178 individual cases reported across 22 schools. The second incident affected more schools compared to the first incident. 4. Affected schools: SMK Tanjung Puteri Resort, SK Kopak, SK Tanjung Puteri Resort, SK Taman Pasir Puda, SMK Pasir Puda, SK Pasir Gudang, SK Pasir Gudang 4, and etc. 5. Toxic gases detected: acrolein, acrylonitrile, methyl mercaptan, and benzene were identified using GasMet by JAS personnel in schools. For recommendation: first, prioritized actions with responsibilities and targets for completion. Example: use a more sensitive test for clinical analysis in blood and urine. And recommend specific equipment for handling these types of gases. Second, whether the risk assessments need to be reviewed in the safety statement. Example: amend the definition of EHS under EQA 1974. Adopt GHS in the amended definition of EHS. Define EHS as substances with specific intrinsic properties, including explosiveness, toxicity, and more. Third, methods to improve workplace health and safety for both employees and employers. Conduct chemical fingerprinting investigations and use sensitive tests for clinical analysis to ensure early emergency response and treatment. Measure biomarkers, metabolites for confirmation of exposure to specific toxic gases. Enhancing diagnostic investigation. Fourth, suggestions on how virtual reality (VR) technology can prevent the incident or minimize the consequences. Develop VR-based training programs for students, workers, and community members to educate them on the importance of environmental conservation and the risks associated with pollution. Conduct VR simulations of emergency response scenarios related to river pollution. For rules and regulation: 1. Illegal chemical dumping offense. Prohibited under Section 34B of EQA with a fine up to $500,000.00 and imprisonment up to 5 years. 2. Attempted offense penalty. Attempting the offense is penalized under Section 42 of EQA with punishment equivalent to the intended offense. 3. Scheduled waste notification requirement. Regulation 3.1 mandates waste generators to notify the DOE Director General within 30 days, failing which incurs a penalty of up to $10,000.00 or imprisonment up to 2 years under Section 41 of EQA. 4. Clean Air Regulation Compliance. Regulation 16.1 of the Environmental Quality Regulations, Clean Air, 2014 requires periodic monitoring by premise owners. 5. Penalties for non-compliance. Violating Regulation 16.1 incurs a fine up to $100,000.00, imprisonment up to 2 years, or both. the adequacy of these penalties in addressing the potential harm caused by chemical dumping may be questioned. Thank you for watching.